I'm moving on, moving on. Got the open road ahead of me, chasing highway lines to get to my dreams. Moving on, moving on. I don't know where I'm going, but I ain't there yet. Let this heart of mine be the GPS. Moving on.
Welcome to the 1 Million Mile Road Trip. My name is Tommy. Meddena is busy playing cards with a bunch of the snowbirds tonight. Want to talk about a thing that it will affect just about every one of us at one time or another in our life, and that is getting sick while you're out on the road, especially if you're full-time. I just got over the crud, and it's the best way to describe it. For the it lasted almost about 10 days total. I had this stuff for about 10 days. I had gotten, I thought it was just sleeping, you know, if you're snoring, sleeping your mouth open. I got a little tickling in my throat, and it just got worse and worse. And I began to cough at night, had some sinus drainage, and, you know, it with everything going around, you know, I felt like I needed to go to the doctor. So lucky enough, we were down here in our town where I retired from at the Gulf Coast, and I had my family physician down here, and I made an appointment and went in and saw them. We tested for COVID first, negative on COVID, and then they tested for the flu, negative on the flu. They gave me 2 shots, and that was one for antibiotics and the other one was for steroid type shot. Man, it hurt too. He told me, they said, it's going to hurt. I said, don't tell me about it, just give it to me. And they gave me a Z-Pack, antibiotic Z-Pack to take and a steroid pack to take. The main thing is not just to discuss all this sickness that I had, was that you need to be staying in an RV park, I believe, if you really get sick. Because one is, if you're sick, you don't feel like going out and maintaining your tanks. And, you know, if you depend on what type of sickness you have, you may need to be hooked up to sewer, if you know what I mean. But we were lucky enough to be down here at Gulf Breeze and Gulf Shores. And what they did is they allowed us, we told them, hey, Dana called and said, my husband's sick, and we're trying to get some doctor's appointments done. And they just let us extend out further and further. So we were going to only stay a month, and we ended up staying 2 months. It'd be 2 months to the end of this period. And really that's what I needed, because it gave me time to rest without having to be on the road and dealing with tanks, dealing with fuel, dealing with different areas of the country. You know, a couple of days I didn't do anything but sleep. You know, this stuff has a headache that comes with it. And so it just really was a good thing to be in a park that you can extend the stay a little bit and just relax and keep away from people. I really don't know how you do it if you're by yourself. If you are by yourself, I would highly recommend that you make friends with a neighbor that you can have them come over and check on you once every couple of days, just to make sure that you don't get dehydrated and end up in the hospital, having to go to the hospital. And see, for us, at least Medina's with me, and we have the dogs take care of things here. But it does help, you know, to go as soon as you can to the doctor, either through a what we call doc in the box, is the urgent care, or whether it is your home physician area, or a urgent care. Because if you wait till it's too late, then you're going to be out here having to get seen by urgent care, or maybe even have to go to the ER and be seen by ER doctor. I just simply think it's just the earlier you can get it, as Barney Fife says, nipped in the bud, the better you'll be. And we went and we got a little magnetic thing that we ordered. We saw it on one of the other YouTubers had it, and you write your site number down on it, and you write the emergency number down for, like, other than 911, maybe your police number, local police, local ambulance down, and the number for the park, and directions in here, because if something happens and I was to pass out in here from this being dehydrated, or your wife were to pass out for one other thing, sometimes you're not thinking clearly, and you get on the phone and you're trying to tell emergency crews where you're at, and you just don't, you can't think, well, I'm down here on third row from the end. I mean, they don't know. So always keep your site number handy, the RV park you're staying in, and so that you can be fast and efficient if you have to be on the phone. This is probably the worst case scenario when you get feeling bad in your RV, because you don't want to be stuck inside the RV. You want to be out here out seeing the sights. And if you're boondocking somewhere, and you do start to feel sick, if you're by yourself, or you're even with a couple, like your wife or your husband, it's probably go ahead and leave and get that taken care of, because I personally would not want to be in the middle of the desert somewhere having Meddena do all of the stuff. If, say, I got real bad and I felt like I needed to go to the hospital, that Dina would be, hooking up everything, even with not having any services out here in the boondocks, say, still you have a lot of things out, chairs, awning, rugs. Probably best that if you get sick to go see about it. And guys are the worst ones. They don't want to get out here, and I'm the worst one too about seeing a doctor. I'll put it off, but here lately, if I feel like this little crud's coming on, I want to go ahead and see the doctor and get the medicine in me, get it taken care of. The one other thing I did want to mention is, in our last video, not the shorts, we put out a lot of shorts too, but in our last full video, we discussed how the national parks they're requiring permits now to film and post to YouTube, and how that we are encouraging everybody to write your local congressman and your state senators and get them to change this law. And they can do something in there. They could pass a law saying that it doesn't apply to anybody that doesn't have but a tripod and a small camera. Because if not, it's going to make a lot of people criminals, If you don't know what I'm talking about, go over and watch that video. And if you can watch it towards the end, we put some telling about some sample letters that are on there in the narrative of the video that you can use when you just write your senators. I've written all of the senators on the National Park Board, and I've sent a letter to the president, and my two senators in Tennessee, and my congressman. And I had one of my congressmen write back saying, he painted this picture, oh yes, we're here to serve you, and all this stuff. And I said, blah, blah, blah. I said, I don't want blah, blah, blah. I want people going to come out there and go and ask the right questions and see if we can get this law turned over. And we'll see how it goes. Anyway, short video. I hope that you'll stay with us. We are putting out a whole lot of shorts, and we are going to be traveling more. We got over the sickness now. We are going to head down into Florida, across to the eastern seaboard, Savannah, Charleston area, and across through Georgia again. So stay with us, check us out, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and push that little notification bell, and give us a thumbs up if you don't mind. And we hope to see you out there on the road.